Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we are going to be talking about Hedera and Hbar. So with that being said, I hope that you are all having a beautiful day or a beautiful night if you guys are out there in the world. So as we really look at the overall market right now, even though there has been some volatility, there has been a little bit of up, down movement in the last couple days, but I'm still focused on these projects like Hedera that continue to make a ton of noise regardless of what the market is doing. Back in 2022, towards the end of that year, when everything was looking like it was going down, it's done, crypto's dead, FTX just imploded, they're going to come in and shut down all the centralized exchanges. There was so much FUD boiling over, it was ridiculous. And again, during that time, it was one of the best times to be accumulating projects like Hbar. And then 2023 came, and it seemed as though we were kind of bouncing back in a big way, but it was nowhere near where we are at right now. But the big problem is that everyone is still having PTSD from those significant times in the past where we've had major moves in the market to the downside. I see a lot of people calling for a massive crash right now around crypto and saying like, oh, well, this market's dead, it's done. But it's ridiculous. Focus on the projects that are making noise. Focus on the projects that are doing things the right way, and you don't have to worry about price action ever again. And the reason why I say that is because when we look at this technology, it's much bigger than what anyone is really thinking of right now in this space. There's only a small percentage of people that are participating in this space that realize how much bigger this move is outside of just, hey, prices are going up. There's a lot more left to explore around this technology. And when we think about that and when we look at that, think about where we will be in 5 years from now, for an example, or 10 years. This is why I say focus on a lot of these projects that are doing things the right way, that are actually building out real world utility. And I get it. Utility is boring right now because it's not a meme coin that's going up 5,000% in, 1 week. But Hbar will have its day in the sun. Hbar has done very good, like I said, since the end of 2022, and it will continue to do so. But the reason why I bring this up and the reason why I'm going on a little bit of a tangent is because when we look at Hedera, they recently posted this video on March 13th, and it all started with a vision of how the internet could work, which required technology that simply did not exist. Then came Hashgraph. Then came Hedera. That vision is now being realized. But our story has just only begun. And this is about a 2-minute long video. I'm not going to play it, right? But it just goes back to the inception of Hedera and Hashgraph technology and where we are at right now from going all the way back to 2015. As we really look at this space currently and as we really look at what's going on around crypto, I feel as though too many people are looking at this space in this box, right? Where it's like, all right, well, this is like a small little world versus what's happening outside of crypto. But what's happening outside of crypto will soon happen because of crypto. That's how I look at this. And let's actually talk about that. So there's a great thing that got posted by Hedera, and it was regarding tokenization. Now, this is actually on their website, and it is real-world asset tokenization on Hedera, and it fully breaks down tokenization. Now, I did include this in a recent video, but there's already $8 billion plus in terms of the ecosystem market cap of Hedera. Think about how crazy that is. 150 million plus total value locked on Hedera, 50 million plus tokenized assets on Hedera as well. And we can see regulatory compliance, big plus right there. Regulatory compliance. Guys, if your project is not going through the compliant roadmap that they need to be going through, they are not going to be around in the next 5-10 years. In fact, they are going to severely miss out on this opportunity to be a front runner. If you are a project that has compliance in mind and you're fully focused on it, you will continue to push ahead of majority in the space because 99% of the space is nonsense. But then you also look at the efficiencies, low and predictable fees, trusted, transparent data. Like all of this goes hand in hand in allowing Hedera to become that major dominant force within the tokenization space. And a lot of these are great projects, right? We've talked about Red Swan with real estate. There's even Diamond Standard, which is fungible tokens based on Diamond Standard's physical coins and bars. But then you also have Aberdeen, tokenized or tokenizing investment instruments such as money market funds. Arcix, which is a big pusher of tokenization. Shinhan Bank, Joel Bank, Standard Bank, Swiss Coast. You also have USD Coin, which is just a stable coin essentially. And then you also have the Stablecoin Studio, which is a big piece of the pie as well. And then also Hash Access, which is an NFT marketplace and launchpad. But you also have Sentinel X as well, which is a big one. But nonetheless, as we really look at tokenization, it's only going to continue to heat up more and more. And I do believe that Hedera is going to be a major player when it comes to that. I mean, a lot of these companies like Red Swan, for example, that are jumping in and tapping into Hedera, it's because of things like this, where you see how efficient it is, not just from the energy efficiency, but also the cost, the time to settle, and even the scalability. I really do think that the future is extremely bright for Hedera when it comes to tokenization endeavors, but this is beyond just this is just the surface of what we are really looking at beyond just tokenization. Just recently, there was a massive announcement. Guys, I put out a post regarding this. I said, do people not realize how massive this actually is? Just for reference, Saudi Aramco has over $2 trillion in market cap and is ranked number 4 on the largest companies by market cap list. This is global companies. You now have top energy companies that power the world working with and building on Hedera. This solidifies Hbar as a household name in the future. The plan forward could not be any clearer. And here you have the actual announcement from Hedera in collaboration with Innovate AI, Blockchain for NRG, a non-profit consortium of premier energy companies including Chevron, ExxonMobil, and Aramco, has announced the launch of B4E Carbon, a comprehensive emissions management solution built on Hedera. And this is actually against greenwashing. This is a pretty big announcement, and we have through integrations with the Hedera network, Innovate AI, and Tolam Earth's ESG marketplace. B4E Carbon is positioned to set new standards in decarbonization, enabling companies to make impactful decisions based on verified data and validated environmental claims. Now over here, big shout out to Tokenizer. He actually fully broke this down. We have Hbar continues further advancing in the ESG space. Earlier today, they just joined Blockchain for NRG, which, as the name suggests, is blockchain or is focused on DLT use in the energy sector. Some of their core members include Saudi Aramco, ExxonMobil, Chevron, Chesapeake Energy as well. With global energy leaders like these stepping in, it's quite obvious that ESG will be one of the next sectors to begin utilizing DLT at scale, and Hedera seems to be at the forefront. Yes, Hedera is very early on. Like I said, they already have their foot through the door, especially even when it comes to compliance. Hyundai and Kia form a CO2 emissions monitoring system on Hedera. The launch of Hedera Guardian to offer ESG-related services to companies, the combination of Hedera Guardian alongside the United Nations for further ESG management, creation of digital IDs onto Miko for zero-knowledge verification on ESG markets. The energy markets are set for a world of disruption to come with the focus of net zero carbon emissions. This is a multi-trillion-dollar industry, and to see Hedera as one of the top DLT networks being used for this industry just adds another disruptive sector to the Hashgraph. Given that some of the biggest energy companies in the world are in this consortium, for example, Saudi Aramco is the 4th largest company worldwide. Additionally, Exxon and Chevron are some of the biggest oil and gas companies for the past few decades. B4E and Hedera have since created a management solution for measurement, reporting, and verification for tokenized emissions data. This solution is built on none other than Hedera. The frameworks and platform enable both data security and interoperability thanks to following the frameworks provided by the Interwork Alliance. With members of this stature in the consortium, there's no telling what kind of ESG activity might eventually make its way on to the Hashgraph. Just one of many bullish advancements for Hbar throughout 2024 so far. And yes, I mean, guys, this is truly something special. Like I said, as we really continue to push forward on into a world where it's heavily dominated by DLT, I'm extremely excited to watch names like Hedera continue to push into the spotlight and become real players. I've always said it, right? Even if you go over to the overview, beyond just this, right? Because it's so easy to compare, a project to Ethereum and Bitcoin. But when we're also comparing Hedera to other projects, going back to that tokenization comparison there, right? Like, it's very easy to get caught up in how efficient Hedera is versus Bitcoin and Ethereum, but it's not that hard to be efficient versus those two. They're very old tech, essentially. When we look at Hedera versus all of the major players in the space, there's nothing like it. Hedera is truly becoming a dominant force, and it's only a matter of time until people realize just how big Hedera is. But we've been focused on this for so long, especially as we do start to see more and more enterprises jumping in and fully focusing on Hedera. Like I said, these companies, even when you go and look at the GC list, these companies should not just be looked at as this is great for price action. No, think about what's actually being built here. Think about what's going to be happening over the course of the next couple years. Think about how big of a name Hedera will be in the real world. I mean, some of these names going live with Hedera technology in scale would essentially change the game fully. And what's crazy about this is some of them are already innovating with Hedera technology. I'm very, very excited for the future. Like I said, there's a lot of great initiatives happening here. The future for Hedera's ecosystem as well, as we continue to look at the enterprise applications. I don't even care about anything else. I'm mainly just looking at the enterprise applications on here because these are Fortune 500 names as well. These names are disrupting specific areas and major sectors in the real world, like healthcare, for an example. But beyond that, you have real estate, you have traditional finance. Guys, everything that we know of in the real world is being shaken up by DLT, whether you believe it or not. It doesn't take much. All you have to do is do a little bit of research to really understand how big of an opportunity we have in front of us. And I know that it gets tiresome hearing me talking about it, right? Oh, it's so big, but then again, price action's not there. But I want you guys to understand that, this is truly once in a lifetime in terms of the opportunity that we have in front of us. When we're talking about making a ton of money, it will come in the long term because over time, we will see our investments only grow and grow and grow and grow. In the short term, yeah, you might have some pullbacks, you might have, major swings in the market, but that is normal. At the end of the day, we will continue to see this market erupting into a much larger spotlight. We'll start to see a lot more maturity happening in this space as well. And utility will truly be the face value of the entire crypto market. And beyond that, you're going to start to see legitimate players in the real world utilizing DLT. And I'm talking about at scale for their user base. All it really takes is specific players to say, all right, well, this technology is extremely efficient. It could help our clientele base, streamline their payment operations or even unlock a ton of revenue opportunities. We want to utilize this at scale. And all of a sudden, you have trillions of transactions on the network. Right now, we are barely scratching the surface. I keep saying that because I think that people still are under this impression that we're not early anymore. All of the adoption's already here. Everyone's here. Everyone's looking at this space, and all they're doing is choosing meme coins. Guys, meme coins are essentially the exact same thing that everyone thinks of crypto. Go out in the real world and talk about crypto. They'll say, oh, well, crypto is just a scam. It's this, it's that, it's a joke. It's fake money. That's what meme coins are. If I'm being completely upfront with you guys, that's exactly what meme coins are. They're the embodiment of what everyone outside of crypto that is not researching the technology thinks crypto is. When we're talking about legitimate players and legitimate projects, they will make you more money than any meme coin is going to make you. Why? Because in the long term, at scale, these projects are worth trillions of dollars. And I have no doubt about that. And you can clearly see this becoming a reality when you are starting to look at some of these big players and they're talking about how tokenization, we could see tens of trillions of dollars on chain by 2030, for an example. So if we're talking about that, imagine how much money is going to be flowing through some of these networks like Hedera. that are extremely efficient and at the forefront of some of these major revolutions. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on if there's more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord in the description below. And with that being said, guys, it's been Nick. Thanks for watching. Peace out.